Welcome to the Nourish Me Nutritional video series. I'll be posting a video every week for 12 weeks on all health and nutrition related topics. If you have any topics you'd like me to discuss, please let me know and I'm happy to make a video for you. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing food labels and how to get smart on understanding your food and making healthy food choices. So let's get started. In an ideal world, we'd have time to cook our foods, every one of them, from scratch from the freshest, healthiest, most organic ingredients. But in reality, with everyone juggling school, kids, work, and the office, it's very difficult to find time to cook. We always resort to packaged foods because they're quick and convenient. That said, eating a packaged snack isn't the worst thing in the world, and often I find myself time poor and I do use packaged foods. If you have a good handle on how to read food labels, you can make sure the packaged meal options are the closest possible to the nutrient value of the food you would make from scratch. Today I'm going to share a few tips to help you decode those ambiguous food labels. Reading the nutrition facts can help you feel a little bit better in being able to understand this secret code. There are numbers, there are percentages, it's all very confusing, so let's break it down. Let's start with the serving size. A serving size is perhaps one of the most important things to look at when you're reading a food label. The serving size influences every other number that follows on the label. So if you ask yourself how many serves you're actually eating of the food product. If a serving size says 1 cup and you're eating 2, then you're doubling every other nutrient on the label. The manufacturer that makes the food product determines the serving size of the food. Unhealthy snack food options are notorious for listing much smaller serving size than the average person ends up eating up. For example, on a packet of Tim Tams, 1 serve is 1 biscuit. How many people do I know actually eat just 1 Tim Tam? So if you're going to gobble up the whole snack size bag of chips, at least be aware that it may actually be 2.5 servings according to the manufacturer. Make your kilojoules count. Many people are in the habit of counting kilojoules or calories and ignoring the rest of the label. But what kilojoules are exactly and how much do they matter? Kilojoules provide a measure of how much energy, as in heat, our bodies produce from certain foods. Keeping a track of kilojoules indeed one factor will help you manage weight, but it's not the whole picture. They are by no means the only number that matters. Instead of counting kilojoules or calories, focus on how nutrient dense the food is. If it has lots of protein, fiber, healthy fats, and vitamins in moderate number of calories, it's a good healthy choice. Consuming empty calories or foods with little nutritional value are things we want to avoid. Pay less attention to the RDI of the foods. The recommended daily intake or reference daily intake is the daily intake level of a nutrient that is considered to be sufficient to meet the requirements of 97% of healthy individuals. The amount of kilojoules a person actually eats will vary depending on a number of significant factors such as age, gender, physical activity, goals, and countless other factors as well. The nutrient reference values for Australia and New Zealand have a website that provides excellent information regarding nutrients. Dietary energy requirements for all individual groups. However, it's important to note these are only percentages, and just focusing on choosing whole foods with a good dose of proteins, fats, and vitamins would be better for your body than just looking at the RDI of the packaged foods. Know that not all fats are bad fats. Fats are listed on the nutritional facts and they are worth taking note of. They are something that people are most scared of, particularly those that are trying to lose weight. It's no need to be fat phobic. Not all fats are used in the body the same way. Good fats can help the body's precursors for hormones, increase insulin sensitivity, and improve skin health. Trans fats and saturated fats are the bad fats that you want to look out for. Sugar. This is something many of my clients struggle with, and I always get asked how much sugar should be in a product. 4 grams of sugar is equal to 1 teaspoon. 1 teaspoon of soda has a whopping 40 grams of sugar. That's 10 teaspoons of added sugar. Sugar does nothing to nourish your body, especially in artificial form. It is full of empty calories, which I've mentioned before do not nourish the body. Avoiding added sugar is important. You find these in packaged items such as yogurt, tomato sauce, protein bars, and other condiments. But many people don't know that all carbohydrates except fiber break down to glucose or blood sugar in the body. The kicker here is fiber. Fiber does not turn into glucose. So the more fiber a product has, the less carbohydrates that are turned into glucose. Instead of being afraid of carbohydrates too, just choose natural sources of carbohydrates that are high in fiber, such as your root vegetables and your fruits. By having a whole fruit such as apple rather than apple juice, you're benefiting your blood sugar levels as you're getting a slower release of glucose into the bloodstream, which keeps your energy levels stable and avoids snacking. When you have apple juice, there is generally more than 1 apple within the juice, and it's a concentrated form of sugar. You don't get the fiber that forms part of the apple. A lot of the nutrients and the vitamins and minerals attached to the fiber, which are thrown away when you make apple juice. Keep an eye on the ingredients. There are a few red flag ingredients that are common in processed foods. With nut milk increasing in popularity in the health world, it's important to avoid casein, which is an additive linked to intestinal permeability, also known as leaky gut. Gastrointestinal inflammation and malignant tumors are also linked to this additive. Nut milks without this casein are much easier to find than in the refrigerator section than in the shelf. There are a few products that I do recommend for my clients who want to have a nut milk alternative. There are a few called Pure Harvest, which you can find on the shelf, and there's a company called Bruce that you can find in the refrigerator. Also try to steer clear of cheap oils such as safflower, sunflower, soybean and cottonseed oils. Cottonseed is canola oil. These oils have recently been replacing trans fats in a lot of food, but they're no better for you. Avoiding these is a great way to try and balance out the fatty acids within the body. As a general rule, the fewer ingredients that you can't pronounce, the better. It's likely that many of them are preservatives and chemical additives within the foods that are toxic to the body. Comparison shopping. One of the best ways to make healthy food choices is to comparison shop. Unless you're a nutritionist, it can be hard to look out for food labels in isolation and know whether or not it's good for you or not. But if you're comparing 2 items side by side, you may notice that one item is higher in fiber and one item may be lower in sodium. You can at least feel confident that you're making a healthier choice when you choose a product that's higher in fiber and lower in sodium, rather than the alternative. When a client asks me, how do I shop healthy within the supermarket? The best advice I can provide is buy more organic fresh foods and vegetables, lean quality proteins, and good quality full fat dairy. Avoid the middle of the supermarket as much as possible. This is where you find all the processed foods. If you are going to buy processed foods, some of these tips may be beneficial and helpful for you in the supermarket. If you have any questions regarding food labels, please let me know. I'm happy to help. Thank you for watching. Bye.